for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no intentions. To the genuine ones with no intentions, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I truly hope that you continue to find peace within regards to who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey, and I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. Always be yourself when someone doesn't understand or flow that hold on 1 second, being relatable, going within, overcoming trauma and pain didn't have to get physical. Your mental health hold on 1 second came first, wasn't trying to lose you. Folks putting you competition, but you was never competing. They sending the evil lie alone, projecting spoke in a toxic way, hiding behind, hold on 1 second. They lack of self-control when it came to their discipline. They know how to be authentic. They try to dim your light when it came to your faith, but hold on 1 second, God was really stepping for you. Wasn't getting discouraged because someone didn't know how to love themselves. Fumble you another blessing to hold on 1 second. God was really showing you balance. No, Evan, Trey, though, my content, everybody. That's okay. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I'm not your genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. Today's currently September 20th, 2025. Loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones, never give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to love you, respect you, or protect you, or show up for you, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no intentions. No, if it's don't be goddamn my content, but that's okay. It really isn't. Being authentic is not a crime. Always be yourself. Where do I start? You know, it's a cause and effect. But that work is different when you truly being authentic, actually having the potential. It was more so like checkmate, but hold on 1 second, God put that stamp on you that day. You know, when it came to your date of birth, hold on 1 second, they would never understand elevation hits different. Fall from thirst, you didn't have to pretend to be authentic. You ain't have to dibble and dabble with spork. Hold on 1 second, when someone try to dim your light. They was trying to hide the end of the day, but God was really revealing the devil when you least expect it, allowing you to elevate, to continue to blossom. That elevation is different when you truly go within, being misunderstood by folks that can't relate to you. And competition at the end of the day was never part of your view. No, and the trade though, I don't know what's wrong with these people. Nah, disrespectfully though. You know when God spins the block, that energy is different. You ever had someone try to size you or put you in the corner? Hold on 1 second, that box was real, but God still allowed you to heal. No, and the trade though, was so much short tailoring your mental health. You ever had a correctional officer say at the end of the day, you gotta listen to orders when it comes to this house? Only rest to hold on 1 second, the judge said that you free. Only rest to hold on 1 second, you was trying to lose yourself another day. Hold on 1 second, I'm gonna stay away from these motherfucking people because they not for me. You ever had folks try to play you close when you was truly woke? They said that you was slow, stupid, and retarded all over because, hold on 1 second, they wanted you to make you look. Hold on 1 second, I was not trying to dim my light. I poured into the wrong cup. Only was the hold on 1 second. True love is not supposed to make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin. It be the train of thought for me overcoming that DV case. But hold on 1 second, I was the one that was putting my hands on that bitch that day. Ah! No, the train through me. You could be dating somebody and they be so madly and fake in love with you, projecting lust, only to realize you least expected. The person that sent that person to pretend to actually like you was someone that you love with malicious intentions. No, in the trade though for me. How the fuck you do me like that, bitch? Nah, for real. I may not make sense to the average person, but you'd be so surprised what a couple of dollars would do when it comes to someone's lives in the most unhealthiest way, so they can have a roof over their head, have a couple of dollars in their pocket. Only rest to hold on 1 second. They try to challenge you to be a crash out, but you was far from that. Hold on 1 second, being authentic. Your heart never changed when it comes to hold on 1 second, having that genuine heart. No, ever trade don't be only be yourself. You know, this type of stuff actually happens. They said the cause and effect. The effect, I wasn't trying to lose me. That energy is different. I don't know how to self-reflect. I understood certain chapters. They would never understand my gravity. Understand, hold on 1 second, that life hits different. That light hits different. No, ever traded thought for me. Far from a crash out, didn't have to wow out. I love myself, now I have to dim my light. Come on, Naya, shut the fuck up. No. How this type of stuff actually happened, how you got your next door neighbor, different tax bracket, took my shut the fuck up, they doing spoke in a toxic way. They want to be shaking your boots at the end, they living in fear, but hold on one second, God sweet allowed you to heal, keeping it real, being authentic, bothering someone's mental health. Oh, I get it. You know when someone sends you spell work because they want you to shut up, but you keep just going, they not understanding that, hold on one second, you didn't get enough? No, ever train a thought for me. What the fuck wrong with you, stupid ass? You know, they send beauty, magic, mess with your finance or whatever the case may be. Even dealing with folks that you actually used to love. Only reason hold on one second, God showed you better love. No, Anthony, straight up over me. That energy is different. Thank you, God, for being patient with me, never giving up on me. Yes, amen. I wasn't talking about the devil when I woke up this morning. My soul was never for sale. I'm just keeping it real to go with it and understand pain. And hold on one second. Can my childhood friend switch up on me? No, Anthony, straight on me. Who the fuck do I trust? I guess it went a little something like this. Do you got my back? 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 Yo, these motherfuckers trying to set me on my free will. Saying that I'm mentally ill. I'm far from a crash. I just wanted to love myself. I'm far from a crash. I just wanted to love myself. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, but it's someone that was in that household that day that understood rainy days may not last forever. They was trying to shortchange their mental health, or because they didn't get the proper love in that household. Imagine their moms and pops supposed to protect you, love you. All they was trying to do at the end, they was real. They was only wearing a mask. Only was, hold on one second, heavy chance they got, they wanted to humble you. In the most toxic way, hiding their hands. Hold on one second, all they did was smile in the happiest way. But you know, the inside of the house, at the end of the day, truly allows you to feel the hold on one second. When I'm going to choose myself one day to become an adult, I can't wait to get out of this mental health at the end of the day. That's truly disturbing my peace because someone didn't know how to love me the same. No, ever trade off of me. You ever had your moms and your pops not love you? That fake love was real, but hold on one second. I'm an adult, I'm an adult, I'm an adult. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. That ain't just different. Imagine expressing yourself to the wrong person that doesn't understand your vision. They think that you're pretending because someone knew how to control the narrative. You know, because someone would say that you're mentally unstable. That didn't happen that day. How someone would say, hold on one second. You're bugging. You're crazy. You about to be a crash out. You're bugging. You're crazy. You about to be a crash out. It's a train of thought for me. You ever had someone walk into your life that was supposed to treat you right, but they didn't know how to love you? But it being your own parent, at the end of the day, they would never understand your point of view. But being very so much thankful that you pray to go within, they would never understand what you overcame. Charm and pain, they have to play mind games. Outgrowing the old, understanding new. Certain chapters, certain folks can't relate to. That's why you chose yourself even when they were sending you spoke in a toxic way. Trying to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. Only reason, hold on one second, God gave you another chance. Hold on one second, this thing called life. You know, my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I may not make sense to the average person, but loving yourself never dim your light. Loving yourself never dim your light. Nah, neighbor, we all not the same. I don't play with spell work. Hold on one second. I don't play with spell work. Hold on one second. Cause and effect. You know, because there is a cause and effect when you dish out spoke in a toxic way, going to that witch, that warlock, that doctor, hold on one second, that practitioner, hold on one second. They said, can I take your order? No, Anthony, straight thought you was using that shit like it was fast food, bitch. Oh. You try to shortchange somebody their mental health because jealousy and envy. Hold on one second. Someone didn't have to pretend to be authentic, truly bother your mental health when it comes to someone's growth. Hold on one second. Stepping on a confidence. You wanted to kick the next person down and see them frown. Try to rob them mentally, physically, spiritually. Hold on one second. You didn't understand. You didn't want them to understand their own whereabouts. How this type of stuff actually happens. How folks will poison your food, letting you drink, letting your narcotics. Hold on one second. All because of the fact they want you to have a bad reaction. They want you to be in a mindset of being insecure. But who would have knew that God allowed you to heal? But hold on one second. It wasn't the same, neighbor. No, ever tread off of me. How jealousy and envy and hate is real. I wasn't trying to dim your light, neighbor. I'm far from a hater, neighbor. Far from a hater. Always be yourself, no one's intentions. I may not make sense to the average person, but it's not a crime to be authentic. And I say that respectfully. Hold on one second. I want to do something different. If you don't mind, if you're actually watching me and you're truly a genuine at the end of the day, can you do me a favor? Can you leave a couple of words in the comment section? I would like to work with you. No, it's a train throw me. Let's talk. I want to freestyle. It's a train throw for me. See, there's nothing here right here. You don't see nothing here, right? You don't see nothing there. If I said return back to sender, would you understand my potential? Only was hold on 1 second, I actually knew how to pray to go within. You ever had folks send you spell work in a toxic way? Got your next door neighbor trying to line you up, hold on 1 second. You understood your conscience, that energy has different elevation. Folks will put you in competition when you was never the issue. Hold on 1 second, they thought it was truly jeopardy. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, I wasn't playing games with you. How folks will play the next person at the end of the day. No, hold on 1 second. Someone will pay the next person to watch your every move, but they understand your stand. Only rather hold on 1 second, you was far from a crash or didn't have to wild out because you was far from pretending being authentic. No, I haven't changed on behind this type of stuff actually happens. Said you are a blessing, you're a blessing, don't give up on yourself. Say you're a blessing, don't give up on yourself. You know, it was more so why? Why? You know, because someone didn't understand why you had to bypass them and understand the growth hits different. Someone didn't understand that butterfly, you allowed yourself to see why you truly relate to going within. You know, that energy is different when you understand when your position. You know, outgrowing the old, understanding knew that energy is different. You wasn't trying to be a crash out. They would never understand you and get discouraged because someone let you wild out. You know, my content is not for everyone. It's not. You ever had a piece of mail that was in your mailbox and you put it back in the mailbox to return back to sender so the person can actually get at the end of the day if they're not even arrested where you reside, and only for someone to try to blackmail you against you all because of their lies? This type of stuff actually happens when you being authentic, being a citizen at the end of the day. Damn, they said that you truly pretending, but bitch, I didn't have to wear a motherfucking mask at the end of the day. First of all, I always been beautiful within. I understand my relate to go within my skin. No, that's the truth. I may not make sense to you, but I love myself. It's a scene thought for me. How chicks and dudes, but those spell work at you, so you won't love yourself. They want you to lose control, but you was far from mentally ill. You ever had someone that you didn't even know walk into your life, say I'm about to get you locked up, put you in the psych ward, because I didn't want to see you grow when it come to being woke? How it took a whole community, let alone a village, that they was saying that was cheering for at the end of the day just to discourage you. But you was far from pretending being authentic. You know how a motherfucker will watch your every move that someone is paying at the end of the day? Like she's about to go live. Hold on 1 second, understand her point of view. She's stupid, slow, and fucking retarded. It's a train of thought for me how folks really gang stalk you at the end of the day, but can't say nothing in your face, being authentic. That hold on 1 second, we can't relate. But what's truly your problem? How you couldn't go within? How you had to take the narrative of someone else telling your every move only was hold on 1 second. You lack self-control. You know, gang stalking is real to your household. You're not doing it for likes if you're a clout chasing a fan. You know, my content is not for everyone. It's not. And being authentic is not a crime. And I say that respectfully. How someone will watch you within watching you and have you in part of a group chat or an email, watching your every move, hack your devices, your emails, trying to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even sending you, you know, music to cause you confusion at the end of the day when it comes to spirit. But hold on 1 second, I understood God's plan when it comes to God's flow. I wasn't trying to lose myself when you understand growth. No, that's a train thought for me. I don't know what's wrong with these fucking people. You know, because we all don't dibble and dabble with spell work. Regardless, it came from poverty and pain. We all ain't the same. No, that's a train thought, being authentic. What the fuck? I'm not even respecting. I'm far from a hater. It's train of thought for me. Say you a follower, you're a follower. What happened to your leader? Where you a follower, you're a follower. What happened to your leader? Say you a follower, you're a follower. What happened to your leader? No, that's a train thought for me. You a follower, you a follower. What happened to you being a leader? It didn't matter your tax bracket at the end of the day. You someone's doorman. Only was hold on 1 second. We ain't the same. And I don't mean no disrespect, but goddamn. You try to rob somebody, humiliate them, throw smoke in a toxic way. You wanted someone to be uncomfortable in their own skin because something that you couldn't relate to was gone with them. You got insecurity problems, so you had to play with spell work. Here's a train of thought for me. How you didn't want to see someone elevate, so you try to rob them when it comes to their spiritual growth. It be the train of thought for me, let alone the healing trauma, healing trauma and pain. So that you can relate to is your own reflection. Going with them, we ain't the same. How folks will watch your every move, but won't say anything to you at the end of it because they still feel uncomfortable. Hold on 1 second. They misuse their own words when it comes to self-love, or because they watching you going within understand your mental health that you are worthy. Because when you choose yourself, they will throw you spell right to left. They will throw you spell right to left. You ever had someone walk into your life that you don't even have to know at the end of the day? Watching your every move when it comes to your right to left. Like when the repairman's at your doorstep or whatever the case may be. You know that person that put their head out in the hallway or that walkway at the end of the day? What they got going on over there? No, that's a trade off for me. No, for real, for real. You nosy piece of shit. That's what you said about me at the end of the day. How folks will disrespect you. Soon as you speak up for yourself, you dead ass wrong. Hold on 1 second, you mentally unstable, but you truly knew how to hold a conversation. It be the train of thought for me. How folks don't understand when you're going from right from left. Hold on 1 second. You ever had someone playing your face? Something that you wasn't running from was pain. The energy is different. Hold on 1 second, because you understood your mistakes. Accountability, that energy is different. Because it's a cause and effect for everything at the end of the day, but you still know how to go within and actually pray. You ever had someone try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially? Even energy harvest off your energy. Only was to hold on 1 second. We wasn't the same when it came to that ignition that day. Because the way God's key was set up at the end of the day, I knew how to respect my neighbor, not to run from my past. Hold on 1 second. I understood how to take accountability for my actions, and I was far from a hater. We ain't the same, neighbor. No, it's a trait on me. Always be yourself with no molestation. No, for real. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. But always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. They said you acting, you're corny, you were nobody. Here she go again. No, this is my favorite shit. No, for real, for real. I like this shit. Being authentic. That's the difference between me and you and them and they at the end of the day. I didn't have to do something for a bag to lose my soul because I always had a beautiful heart regardless of what I was going through when it comes to growth and maturing. Energy is different regardless of what came with poverty and pain. I never looked at my neighbor like competition on a rainy day. No, it's a rainy day for me. The energy is different. Those rainy days was real. You ever had someone throw a sport at you in a toxic way to make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin, but hold on 1 second? You actually prayed to go within, ask God for guidance. When God shows you the devil, let alone the enemy, God will sweet test you on 2 different levels. They would never understand what you overcame to understand the end of the day. Thank you, God, for allowing me to understand that testimony. God was never for likes and views a cloud chasing. God was never for likes and views a cloud chasing. God was never for likes and views a cloud chasing. We're not the same neighbor. We're not the same neighbor. I'm far from a hater. No, it's a train over me, goddammit. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Regardless who has me shadow banned or regardless to who's gang stalking me at the end of the day, I do not live in fear. And I never signed up for someone's one side of that contract. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Hold on 1 second. They said, don't touch my anointings. The energy is different. They didn't understand the vocabulary when it came to steps is ordered. Hold on 1 second. Let me repeat that again. They didn't understand your anointings when it comes to your steps is ordered. God's vision is different when you understand the hold on 1 second. I was willing to choose me when you understand your own growth. You try to antagonize me, but you don't understand my flow. It's the train of thought for me. Poverty and pain. I love myself, not to dim my light. I love myself, not to dim my light. I got my next door neighbor practice at the end of the day. They first time dibbling down with spoken the talks away. Only was to hold on 1 second. You's a weak ass bitch. And I say that respectfully. You need to humble yourself when it comes to self control, let alone discipline. The end day to love yourself better to understand. Hold on 1 second. I wasn't trying to lose control. It's a train of thought for me. How God reveals the devil, let on the enemy, and all different types of love at the end of the day. You BITCH, the cops not coming. The BITCH, the cops not coming. It's kind of funny how folks will disrespect you, but they can't say shit in your face because it makes them so uncomfortable. No, it's a train of thought for me. How folks will try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially. Hold on 1 second, the whole fucking community's within it. The whole fucking community was within it. They was in on it. It'd be the train of thought for me. Different tax brackets, different zero codes, let alone consonants, all because an innocent person didn't have to pretend to be authentic because they had God's flow. Amazing. Hold on 1 second. I would say amazing that if that prayer was real. Only was to hold on 1 second. You try to shortchange my mail when it came to hold on 1 second. Someone was trying to communicate with me. Someone was trying to communicate with me. So you made sure I didn't hear the bell. Let alone you thought you was throwing spoken in a toxic way. But when someone treats for them at the end of the day, they ain't got to pretend. I say that respectfully because they know how to present themselves in the most healthiest way. No, ever straight on me. Hold on, I'm not done. You know, they say, don't touch my anointings. Don't do my prophet no harm. They would never understand that I wasn't trying to go within and do myself wrong. You know, because when you understand this, and when you understand self-control, you know, it'll be folks in the background that tries to dim your light when you have to lose control. They said you would crash up, neighbor. Crash up, neighbor. You ever have folks try to humble you? But they didn't understand the season that you was going with and understand and relate to you. You know, a flow so smooth. I wasn't doing it for likes, if he's a cloud chasing or fame. When you said I was a fool, you said I was slow, stupid, and retarded. I was so mentally disturbed at the end of the day, but hold on 1 second, we wasn't the same, on the same page, because I never had hate in my vein. We may not have the same blood type neighbor, but I still know I respect my neighbor when you was truly pretending. No, ever trade off for me, because you know what? If you not fucking for me at the end of the day, I know how to stay my fucking lane. No, ever trade off for me. Bitch, we not the same. I don't mean no disrespect when it comes to my elders, but people pick and choose who can curse. People pick and choose who can cite folks their free will. Hold on 1 second. I'm saying this respectfully. You know, talk about God, spirituality. Soon as you talk about God, then they too high vibration for certain folks because they try to send spoken and toxic way to dim your light. I'm my biggest cheerleader when you try to humble me, but hold on 1 second. Did I say that? Because people pick and choose who could talk about God, spirituality, hate crime, domestic violence, or let alone narcotics. But then when it comes to you at the end of the day, I understood my anointings. I understood my steps was already ordered. I understood I wasn't trying to lose myself when I asked God for balance to balance me out when it comes to this thing called world. You know, this worldly world we live in at the end of the day. Let me understand the outside world because I understand my world. Certain folks ain't gonna relate to me, but I still knew how to understand how to keep up with my world. No, ever trend off me. I may not make sense to the average person, but I wasn't trying to make sense to you either. Because you're not for me when I didn't have to pretend, being authentic. You know, always be yourself. Individuals with those spell work at you at the end of the day, they will have to gather a hate train just to go against you. They would dibble and dabble with your food. They will break and enter into your own home or your establishment and then paint you out to be mentally unstable and say that something is mentally wrong with you because nobody's showing up for you. You know, when you put things in God's hands, that energy is different. You know, someone would try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even energy harvest off your energy. It'd be the train of thought for me when it gets to that part right there. How someone with energy harvest off your energy and call you a bum. No, ever train on me. What the fuck? I'ma be you what? It's the train of thought for me. You energy harvest off my energy. You made things happen when it came to that merchandise that day. Hold on 1 second. When you went to that machine, you was cashing out right to love. But you didn't have a soul at the end of the day, let alone a heart when you was truly pretending. Acting like you were so invested into your neighbor that day. But only because you try to rob them blind. But hold on 1 second. God allowed them to see while God was by their side. No, ever trade thought for me, you stupid son of a... Ah! It's the same thought for me. How someone with energy harvest off your energy, let alone project spur towards you. and sit there and have the nerve to say that you're a bum and try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, even project a hate crime towards you, or even try to RP you. It's just train of thought for me. My content is not for everybody. I don't wish this on anybody, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding when it comes to gang stalking, regardless who has me shadow banned or not. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I would never hurt myself. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Today's currently September 20th, 2025. Life is a blessing. Say life is a blessing. Say life is a blessing. Life is a blessing. You know, the thing about life being a blessing, you can allow yourself to create. You can allow yourself to allow who you want to come into your life when you understand your mistakes. Because you know the right people that's truly for you, they see you. They're not trying to cause confusion in your life to disturb your peace. Actually, hold on 1 second. Even days when you can't see, that energy is different when it comes to rotation, how you truly are the blessing. It be just train of thought for me. It wasn't for likes and views or cloud chasing or fame. Someone didn't have to sell their soul when they actually got to know you. Hold on 1 second. We was on the same page when it comes to that conscious. Hold on 1 second. Motivation. You know, we all don't pray the same. But when the right people walk into your life, they ain't got a trauma bond you when they talk about hold on 1 second. You know, energy is different. When someone can actually walk into your life and be authentic. We may not pray the same. We may not have the same beliefs. But my God has been good to me. Life is a blessing. God has been good to me. Life is good to me. I may not make sense to the average person. But being authentic, that energy is different when it comes to God's allowing you to see it. You know, it was another day, another life. Only was hold on 1 second. You was willing to treat somebody right. You chose you. You chose growth. You understood being misunderstood by folks that couldn't relate to go within, to show up for you. You ever showed up for folks and poured into them? Only you was far from pretending being authentic? You ever had someone rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially? Even energy, harvest off your energy? Even try to project a hate crime towards you with all their lies? This type of stuff actually happens. You ever had someone throw spark at you? How they wanted you to be so confused when it comes to your mental health? How they want you to be in a mindset of disturbing your own peace? Or because you was truly woke to understand that you found peace within because you understood growth. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community. It was more so one life was taken and one life entered. Only was the hold on 1 second. How do we protect this baby? For understand at the end of the day, they don't deserve that pain. Regardless if the mother or father had their life lost, had their life taken by someone with lack of self-control. Because you know everybody's walk of life ain't the same. Or how do we protect that next baby when it goes to that family that day that actually knows how to protect their baby? Because everybody's walk of it the same when it comes to overcoming pain. It'd be the train of thought for me. Did that man or woman had to lose their life? Or because the fact that someone didn't know how to treat them right? Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. You'd be so surprised at the end of the day who behind the spell work playing these games. It was games to them at the end of the day. It was their norm. Only was a hold on 1 second. Ain't nobody was playing Legos that day. No, it's the train of me. What's wrong with these people? How someone will project spell work for you to decide that you're free will. How someone will project spell work so you will be mentally unstable, let alone ill. How someone wants you to be a crash out so bad, but you didn't have the wow. They would never understand that energy is different. Self-love is different. Going within. I understood that. Hold on 1 second. God didn't make a mistake because God allowed me to heal. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, but this type of stuff actually happens every single day. How someone loses a life and someone gains a life. It's a train of thought for me. No mother or father should lose a child due to someone's lack of self-control or jealous or envy or insecurities because someone decided to project it on that mother and father that brought that baby into that world that day. Doesn't matter how old they are? No, because not every mother and father is the same when it comes to protecting their cub, let alone their baby. The love of their life. Because some people at the end of the day that have children, when they look at their children, that's the love of their life. They would do anything for their child. It's a train of thought for me. Protect your baby, 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 protect your baby. You know, protect your baby. Yeah, I may got a speech problem, but I never stop flowing at the end of the day being authentic. It's not a crime to love yourself, and I say that respectfully. But nobody should lose their life because of the fact that someone can't get pregnant. Someone can't be in a healthy relationship. Someone can't get a good job. Someone can't maintain money. It keeps going and going. But someone sees somebody with potential. Someone may be spiritually more gifted than you. Someone may be more talented than you. And you see someone at the end of the day. And you got jealousy and envy and hate and all of this animosity towards you at the end of the day. And all you want to do is shortchange somebody they afraid of. Or because someone knew how to relate to go within. We wasn't the same neighbor, far from pretending. You know, when it comes to my creativity, I never gave nobody permission to be part of nobody's script. And I say that respectfully. I never signed up for nobody's one side of that script. And I'm not on nobody's contract, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. And when it comes to my creativity, I always worked alone. And I say that respectfully. No third party has dibble and dabbles when it comes to my creativity. Regardless what next door neighbor, any tax bracket is trying to blackmail me against me, I do not live in fear, and I would never hurt myself regardless of who's trying to shadow ban me or not. Or who's trying to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, or even make me homeless, or project a hate crime towards me. You know, I heard a little birdie trying to RP me or something, whatever the case may be. Don't you got a wife? It's a train of thought for me. If you're not happy in your situation today, that don't mean go out there and become a criminal to bother an innocent person. No, that's the train of thought for me. That's disgusting. Leave innocent people alone because you feel like, okay, well, nobody's going to protect this person. Nobody's showing up for somebody, whatever the case may be. Nobody's going to hear their voice. How I got grown-ass men at the end of the day that could be old enough to be my goddamn grandfather, older than my father, threatening my life, throwing me spell work. I'm a whole female at the end of the day, and I bother you. I bother your mental health that bad, all because I speak up for myself at the end of the day, and I don't live in fear. How chicks and dudes will gather up in groups just to project spell work, energy harvest off someone's energy, or to project a hate crime towards somebody, or rather mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially. I never signed up for someone's one-sided contract. And I damn sure didn't sign up for someone to take my personal documentations and blackmail me against me, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. I do not live in fear, and I would never hurt myself. It's not a crime to be authentic. How someone will be insecure or jealous or envy or whatever the case may be, they will make sure that they kick you down so you won't elevate. They will rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and do the most unhealthiest thing like gang stalk you with your next door neighbor in different tax bracket. Telling you every move. Did they go into that store to make a purchase? Because I'm sending sporks so they won't have money in their pocket. Matter of fact, I'm going to dibble and dabble because when it comes to gang stalking, they tamper with your mail so you won't get it, won't get your packages. They'll make sure of that. And they try to paint you out to be mentally unstable at the end of the day. That's something that's mentally wrong with you because you're speaking up for yourself in a healthy way. How they will hack your emails, your accounts, your devices, and then paint you out to be mentally unstable. They even work with people that you used to know in certain chapters of your life. but they're not in your life today. Just to rob you, to see what you got going on in your life. Who are you? But they don't know who you are at the end of the day. Because you outgrew that chapter. It don't live in your reality today. That testimony is different. Understanding your faith, that confidence. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, God, for being patient. We don't pray the same neighbor, but I'm far from a hater, being authentic. Always be yourself and no intentions. You know, I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me. And I do not live in fear at the end of the day, and I say respectfully. How someone would try to project beauty magic towards you, or project spoke in a toxic way, or try to stop someone from trying to work with you, or someone trying to love you, or certain people from seeing your actual life at the end of the day. They will project spell work on you. So certain people will look at you in a way that, hold on 1 second, no, I don't want to be around that person. It's a train of thought for me. It's disgusting to see how people will pay that addict, that person that's behind their bills, that mother or father, whatever the case may be, that's going through trials and tribulations, just to bully somebody, just to project fear in somebody, to gang stalk somebody. And that innocent person didn't have to know something besides be their authentic self. And they never had malicious intentions towards their neighbor, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. It's a train of thought for me. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. It's not. I love to talk about love. No, ever straight don't be goddamn. My concept is okay. How someone will have you shadow ban to take credit for your creativity and try to get you like to put you in the sideboard, try to blackmail you to do you wrong. Or because, hold on 1 second, you're speaking up for yourself in the most healthiest way. Being authentic. It's not a crime, and I say it respectfully. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Never allow no man or woman, anybody, make you feel like you gotta live in fear because they want you to dim your light. They want you to feel like your voice doesn't matter. Because when the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And when the right people walk into your life, they don't gotta pretend to act like they invested in God. They're not sending you spell work. They're not sending you the evil eye, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. Loving yourself is not a crime. Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. It was more so like, wow. You ever felt so speechless within your own words? Only for you to realize you wasn't going the wrong way when it came to your verbs? You had a swag so smooth, it was God's fault at the end of the day. But you wasn't trying to play mental mind games with the love of your life because you was far from pretending. Only to realize the hold on 1 second. It was a day that you was minding your business. Walked into someone you least expected, didn't have to pretend, being authentic. Being someone's peace, who would have knew that 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4, that who would have knew that true love can truly be true? You know, someone not switching up on you, allowing you to feel comfortable in your own skin. They wasn't trying to project insecurities on you. They didn't have to tell no lies when they was truly showing you to hold on 1 second. God gave you a swag to be yourself. I'm very so much thankful that I allowed myself to better myself. Someone wasn't trying to fumble you. Someone knew how to protect your heart. Let alone get mental health, bringing peace into your life. It wasn't competition. The energy is different when someone truly shows you at the end of the day that true love was real. One of a kind with the right one that's truly for you. You know, the energy is different. Someone sees you, hears you, respects you. Even when the outside world send you the evil lies, someone truly protecting you. You know, someone actually praying for you, not against you. Y'all may not pray the same, but who would have knew that love of your life wasn't pretending when they truly being authentic? It wasn't lust, it was real love. Someone should keep it real with you, love. No, ever straight over me. My cousin, everybody that's okay. Wow. Finally, someone sees you. It just got better from the beginning to, you know, a process of real love. Only for you to realize the hold on 1 second. It went from 1 year to, it went from a month to a year. Only realize the hold on 1 second. Even days when you felt like hold on 1 second. Can this be real? Only for someone to give you the confirmation that you needed. Someone who's showing you why God was keeping it real. When someone didn't have to overlook your love because they knew how to pour into you to meet you halfway. What a dream come true. You know, my content is not for everybody. You know, they say fairy tales ain't real, but someone can truly walk into your life. You gain the love of a business partner, a best friend all in one, and it just got better when it came to a season Y'all both on the same page when it comes to elevation, and y'all wasn't competing, with each other to outdo each other. No ever trade off of me. Finally, someone emotionally available, intelligent, smart, who would have knew? You wasn't trying to shortchange their mental health, on their pockets, or their eyesight. You didn't have to pretend to love somebody, respect them, value their time and day. That ain't just different when someone truly allows you to feel while you allow yourself to heal when you're passing your reality today. I'm not your genuine love respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. Being authentic is not a crime. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. But always be yourself with no misintentions when someone they know how to love you, respect you, or protect you. When the right people walk into your life, it's a two-way street. I'm far from a hater, neighbor. No ever trade all of me. Always be yourself with no molestations. I'm Naya, genuine love respect. And when it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God. Always be yourself, no pretensions. You're mad and you're worthy. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes, if you're cloud chasing or fame. God was never for likes, if he's a cloud chasing or fame. And I say it respectfully. You can't buy someone out when it comes to being genuine. And I say that respectfully. Because you actually got to be yourself. Not to pretend to be someone the fuck you're not in the train for me. I gotta go. I'm Naya, genuine love respect. And my content is not for everyone. It's not a crime to be authentic. When the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. They're not energy harvesting off your energy. They're not projecting sport towards you. They're not trying to destiny swipe at you. And they damn sure not gather up in that group of people at the end of the day to kick you down. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. Never give up on yourself because that relationship didn't work out. That family member, this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. Never lose yourself, and I say that respectfully, because someone didn't know how to love you, respect you, protect you. You showed up for folks that didn't know how to meet you halfway, but you allowed us to go within one day to hold on 1 second. You could truly heal. Because healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process. And I say that respectfully. I may not make sense to the average person, but you're not for me, and I say that respectfully. Being authentic. No ever change on me. I gotta go. Be yourself. Be yourself. Don't dim your light. I'm far from ahead. We're not the same neighbor. Have a safe year, day, even, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. Never give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to love you, respect you, or protect you. And I say respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. When the right people walk into your life, regardless to how long you knew of them or whatever the case may be, they're not sending you the evil lie. They're not projecting spoke towards you. And they're not energy harvesting off your energy. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. When God reveals the devil on the enemy, certain individuals will never understand how you comprehend. But never allow that to go over your head. No, ever change on me, stupid son of a... I gotta go. You'd be so surprised that you poured into the wrong cup that day, and only for God to reveal. God didn't tell no lie. When God was protecting you from the enemy. Only brother, hold on 1 second. Your growth is different. I'm not your genuine respecting my content, everybody. Protect your energy, protecting your family. Stay out of trouble, stop the violence. Peace and respect, sir. Respect your neighbors, the ones you might do them you like. Gotta go there, them you like. Always be yourself. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. No third parties involved. And I said it respectfully, regardless of trying to blackmail me against me. Gang stalking this road is your household. You're not doing it for likes if he's a cloud chasing a fan. You mad and you're worthy. We ain't the same. I'm far from ahead. I gotta go. Misunderstood and loved by you. Far from a hater. What about you? Stop the violence in the community. Stop the violence in the community. Always be yourself when I say it respectfully. I would never hurt myself regardless of trying to blackmail me against me, and I say respectfully, or others around me. I'm not agent of respect, and I'm far from a hater.